Amazing to see that. I mean, here it is a whole month later, and it still looks really bad.
A lot of work ahead,
yeah.
Definitely. Well, now the river is rising in the Northland. In Riverside, the Missouri River is above flood stage this morning.
Yeah, and that's where we find Lindsay Shively. She is live this morning. Lindsay, good morning. How are things looking out there?
Hey, good morning, Curtis. They're looking okay. It's hard to tell from here. You know, we've been talking about how long, the flooding up north, preparations around Kansas City, but it's starting to get real, folks. The park is closed on this riverfront in Riverside because it's reached flood stage here. Flood stage is 28 feet. In Riverside, it's 28.3 feet, the river level. So they don't want the public next to the water until all of this is over, which could be some time from now. Just a few miles upstream in Parkville. Also, they've been getting ready for this for how long? Businesses just standing by, and then they hear that the worst case scenario is looking pretty likely, that Main Street, those first few blocks before the elevation gets much higher, is going to be flooded if the worst case happens. That means several businesses along there are trying to prepare any way they can, but how do you prepare for floodwaters and keep your business day going?
We've packed up some items that we don't use every day, things that we can get by without, and if at some point the water looks like it's going to get pretty close, we'll remove some of the furnishings, and we'll operate to go only if it gets to that point.
Which could be any day now. And in Parkville, they have the sandbags. Here in Riverside, they have these huge floodgates. They have gatehouses near these where they'll just slide in this huge gate right here. This is the first test of this new levee system since the '93 flood. The first real test, because it's the first time since then the floodwaters are looking to be this bad. When will they get here? It's been the question for weeks now. So far, that water is inching closer and closer. We're live in Riverside. Lindsay Shively, NBC Action News Today.
Lindsay, thank you for that. It is 6:36, 60 degrees outside right now. The Platte River is also expected to rise over the flood stage this morning, leaving some wondering if they'll make it to work.
But it will affect the several roads getting there, and you just got to know how to get around all them.
Brittingham, she works for the school district in Platte City. The river is predicted to crest Friday at almost 30 feet, enough water to flood the fields and roads between Platte City and her home. Connie says that she helped evacuate her neighbors back in 1993, that big flood, and she hopes that this flood isn't as bad. For more information on the flooding, you can go to our website, nbcactionnews.com/flood.
All right, good morning. We're starting to see a little bit of water in the English Landing Park in Parkville. Will there be any thunderstorms to exacerbate the problem? We'll find out here in just a few minutes.